Hello there. I'm not hearing you.
Hello.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Hi.
Welcome. So, have you been to one of these sessions before?
No, and unfortunately, I just noticed that I have to go to a shop and get my bike. So I'm actually, this is the first time I've been to that one of those meetings, and I have noticed that I cannot attend because of I need to go. I need to fetch my bicycle.
Okay, no problem. Well, we'll look forward to seeing you at another event anyway.
But yeah, it looks quite interesting. I think I tried to join one of those meetings like a few months ago, but I'm not sure if there was the link still active, or I was not sure if this still was taking place. But yeah.
Yeah. So the meetings are generally every 2 weeks.
Okay.
On this time slot, and then once a month on the Asia Pacific time slot.
Yeah, cool.
We're a bit quiet at the moment because it's summer holidays and everybody's away. So.
That's right. So you're located in the US right now, or is this?
I'm actually based in Jersey in the Channel Islands.
All right. Germany here.
So did you want to just quickly let me know what your interests are and how I might be able to help?
So yeah, I just thought I'm going to join the meeting. It's all like MLOps related, right? And so I'm working here in the AI department of our company, and I'm the taking care of bringing stuff into production. Like, I'm not a data scientist, but I'm helping to bring stuff into production. So yeah, and I think all this MLOps related things are cool.
Yeah, so you're definitely in the right place.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what we are primarily focused on in this group at the moment is the 2021 update to the MLOps roadmap.
Okay.
Have you seen the roadmap document?
I just was that landscape. I'm not sure it was. There is this from the LF, this Data Foundation Interactive Landscape. You mean that one, or?
No, let me copy the link for you a sec. Let's just put this in the chat.
Ah, cool. Perfect. I bookmarked that and read it later.
Yeah. So if you have a flip through that will give you a good idea of what we're doing, which is really to try and provide one location where you can find all of the potential challenges that you might hit if you're working with machine learning assets in production environments. And then an analysis of some of the technology requirements that come out of that, and then a map of which of those challenges are already fairly well addressed, versus which are currently unsolved and likely to cause you problems.
Cool. I definitely need to forward this. So we have a student here that will soon write his master thesis in the MLOps ecosystem, and to figure out what patterns are there and so on. So I definitely need to forward that to him. Yeah, and cool. And I also will have a read here. Looks, it's quite a big one actually.
Yeah, there's some interesting challenges in this space.
So what does you do?
So I work as a consultant CTO, helping people to solve these types of problems at scale.
Okay.
So I get involved when companies are trying to set up doing this for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Then I go and help them out and point them in the right direction, help them build their teams and set up best practices. And
yeah, that's would be. It's quite interesting. Yeah, I mean, we are facing also these issues currently, are not like we are building our applications, and it's yeah, we are not using Kubernetes at that point, but we're using the Nomad stack, which is also quite interesting because you don't have the same, like, I think for the Kubernetes stack, you have like all these technologies or ready-made technologies for the Kubernetes stack, but in the Nomad world, it's all very fresh there.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big challenges is that if you have to build your process from first principles, there's just a lot of stuff that you don't realize you need until 2 years later when you're still trying to build it all. And if you've built it yourself, you have to maintain it yourself. So it becomes very, very expensive very quickly. And so using containerization and standard platforms and things like that makes life easier. But the MLOps support in that area is still quite weak. The cloud providers are not going in the right direction with MLOps at the moment. So it's very hard to automate their offerings. There are some things that you can use. Jenkins X, for example, does MLOps in a cloud native way. And we hopefully will continue to improve that and simplify the way that works.
I haven't used Jenkins X in a for real, at the moment I'm stuck with that Azure DevOps thing. But yeah, I mean, Jenkins X looks generally very interesting. But also it's like one of those technology you can use if you have a Kubernetes stack. Yeah, as said, we have this, we use Nomad, where it's like there is nothing real. I mean, you can do similar things like with Kubernetes. You can also run batch jobs and stuff like that, and host all your containerized. And I think it's quite interesting stack. But the ecosystem around that, especially in the MLOps system, is very not present.
Yeah, and I think Kubernetes has pretty much won that battle now. It's become the de facto platform. It's available on all the cloud services. But it's a tool that you don't need it until you really need it, and then you wish you'd learned it a year before.
That's true. Yeah.
And it's the thing with Kubernetes is that it hides a massive amount of complexity. It can be daunting to start with, but actually it's the same pattern everywhere.
Yeah.
So once you understand what the pattern is, you can apply that to every single problem that you need to solve in that space, and it will always work in the same way. So it reduces your overall complexity load quite a lot. And Jenkins X hides a lot of the nastier stuff, so that you don't need to spend a lot of time manually generating YAML and pushing things into production. So you can get back to dealing with working with microservices and building code and building models, and then the platform will keep your Kubernetes instance in the desired state for you.
Yeah. I mean, I used Kubernetes before, other job, but yeah, no. I mean, this whole the Nomad, the HashiCorp thing. You know that one, or is it?
Yeah.
I think it's pretty interesting, and like I think they have like some stuff where I actually think it's nicer to have it. Like the HCL configuration language, I think is more like you don't need that YAML. You don't have that YAML hell, and like it organizes quite nice with Terraform and the Vault and with Vault and all that stuff. So I think it's also quite nice technology. And I think here they start using it because they decide it's easier to maintain the Vault, this Nomad multi-cloud thing before they start using a Kubernetes cluster, because I thought it's more tricky to maintain. So yeah.
Yeah, and I think it very much depends what the nature and scale of your problem is.
Definitely.
Because there are many things where Kubernetes is just overkill for that. But if you're trying to build things that need to scale very large and need to be very, very resilient, then it's hard to beat that.
Yeah, definitely. No, I mean I like it, but it's at the moment it's what I have to work with. So it's I cannot go to the ops department and say please change that. And yeah. But I see it as a challenge, and I think hopefully maybe I have this you have like these kind of, there are a lot of claims to take in the Nomad ecosystem that are like, there are many of these technologies available for the Kubernetes ecosystem. Like there is I don't know, Knative, there is all the there is the like all the technologies that are like running natively on Kubernetes, especially in the MLOps world. And I think I see this as a challenge that we can maybe create some nice Nomads native MLOps related technologies, but that would be nice.
Yeah, and that's something that we're trying to encourage in this forum. What we really want to do is get people to focus on what the customer problems are in terms of MLOps, and then start to factor that into the existing CI/CD tooling that's out there, so that we're not in this bizarre world where DevOps and CI/CD is one thing, and then MLOps is something completely disconnected that is unrelated.
Sorry, I noticed I need to put my monitor, like your screen, on the same screen as the where my webcam is, so then it's not like, where is it? Then I don't look always. So now I look in the right direction. It's more friendly. But unfortunately, I really have to leave. That's such a pity.
Okay, well, no problem.
But I'm looking forward to the next time.
Yeah, have you joined the Slack group for CD Foundation?
Yeah. But the MLOps
the SIG channel,
the SIG is quite quiet there, I think. So I was not sure if it's actually really active there.
Yeah, so we go through little bursts when this thing's going on. Right now, we've had a lot of new people joining in who are just trying to find their feet in the MLOps space. So I've been spending a lot of time just going over the basic issues. But it would be really good to get some time with you to dive in a bit more deeply onto some of the challenges you're starting to find, and then make sure that we've got those captured in the roadmap, because it's important that we're keeping a record of all of the things that are potential problems for people, and that those become requirements for the future tooling that we're going to end up building.
Yeah. Cool.
Great. Well,
thank you so much.
I look forward to speaking to you again.
Yeah. All right. Have a nice evening.
And you.
Bye.